Fire claims a life.
We will be looking to identify and confirm the deceased party.
A police investigation now underway. GST relief.
We have a crisis in this country for millions of families and millions in line at a food bank, and we want to see real relief.
MPs agreed to fast-track a bill promised by Prime Minister Mark Carney. And final practice on home ice.
I'm just a proud Essex boy.
4 Paralympic players from our region prep to represent Canada on the world stage.
CTV News with Stefanie Masotti.
Good evening and thank you for joining us on CTV Windsor and AM 800. A deadly house fire is under investigation tonight. OPP say one person was found dead inside a home in Leamington. Let's go straight to CTV's Sanjay Maru, who's at the scene earlier today. Sanjay.
Yeah, Stephanie, emergency crews responding to the scene shortly after 7:15 Sunday morning. Now, the fire appears not to have happened in the main house, but a secondary property behind the home on Seacliff Drive West. Police say one person was found dead at the scene, again Sunday morning, inside this unit. More than 24 hours later, you can see a number of investigators back at the scene. CTV News obtained this footage of the fire shot by a neighbor. You can see smoke billowing high into the sky as crews work to knock the flames down. Authorities say the investigation is just in its initial stages.
The crime unit is working alongside the Office of the Fire Marshal, so they'll be, looking for evidence to make sure it's not suspicious, and obviously we will be looking to identify and confirm the deceased party.
Now, it's unclear as of now how long that investigation will take. Anyone with information is requested to contact Essex County OPP or Crime Stoppers anonymously. You can find the numbers for both on our website, ctvnewswindsor.ca.
Okay,
Stephanie.
Sanjay Maru with our top story tonight. Thank you for this, Sanjay. After a wave of canceled surgeries, the heat is finally coming back on at Chatham-Kent Health Alliance. As CTV's Bob Belichico shows us, a temporary boiler is being hooked up now to restore the hospital to full operations this week.
It's never okay to cancel a surgery, so that's something that we really don't ever want to do.
But it's something Chatham-Kent Health Alliance has had to do since early last week. CKHA has always maintained its ability to perform emergency surgeries, but in all, 35 to 40 elective surgeries have been canceled to date because of boiler failure.
I'd say a good half of them were ophthalmology surgeries or cataract surgeries.
So one of the 2 boilers on the roof here at CK Alliance failed last week. The second one struggled. A temporary one was brought here on Friday and is expected to be set up by tomorrow or late day Wednesday, bringing everything here at the hospital back to normal. Losing a boiler means CKHA has been outsourcing, sterilizing their equipment to other area hospitals.
I want to thank Blue Water Health and Erie Shores Healthcare for their assistance in reprocessing our devices over the last week to minimize the impact on surgeries.
Heat in the hospital has been maintained, but it's being described as not ideal, leading to complaints. The hospital has ordered another temporary boiler to replace a 23-year-old piece of equipment. The boilers were part of an infrastructure and equipment renewal plan that has been a topic of discussion for the past 6 months.
Our original plan was to do an RFP for that work in about a year from now, but we'll be doing that right away.
The renewal plan has a 20-year horizon, and the boilers just moved to the top of that list.
That's something we'll be doing over the next month or two, is putting that plan in place.
Bob Belichico, CTV News.
From broken boilers to a flu surge, Chatham-Kent Health Alliance says December was a busy month. Officials report an 8% increase in emergency room visits, with 5 to 15% linked to respiratory illness. While things have settled for now, another surge is expected later this month. The health authority is reminding residents to consult their family doctor or primary care provider before heading to the emergency department when possible.
The provincial tracking has been spot on. In fact, they probably overestimated some of the impact. But I think, we've got another month of hard winter here in February. And so we want people to take those precautions. And if you don't really need to come to the emergency department, don't.
Two Canadian groundhogs are predicting an early spring. Wyerton Willie did not see a shadow this morning, calling for an early spring. According to legend, if a groundhog sees their shadow, there will be 6 more weeks of winter. If they don't, an early spring is on the way. Quebec's Fred La Marmotte is also predicting an early spring. One of Canada's most famous groundhogs, Nova Scotia's Shubenacadie Sam, did not make a prediction today. The province canceled the annual event due to a winter storm forecast with blowing snow expected to create unsafe driving conditions. Officials say Sam wouldn't have seen their shadow either, so it looks like early spring is in the forecast. Okay, Gary, we've heard from Canada's top furry forecasters. What are your thoughts?
I think that they put in good work, great efforts, but I'll leave it at that. According to the calendar, we still have 46 days left. So deal with that. And more snow. Take a look. Some lake enhancement over Lake St. Clair, in fact. And with that, tonight, we are still cold enough to see maybe 1 to 2 additional centimeters. Already saw good dusting turn into a nice wave of activity through the midday. And temperatures remain cold. We'll see some sunshine, I promise you, on Wednesday, but temperatures well below seasonal. I'll break down what you need to know just ahead for now. I'll send it back to you at the desk.
Essex County OPP charged 7 people with impaired driving-related offenses over the weekend. Police say the charges stem from traffic stops and collision investigations across the county. Drivers face a range of charges, including impaired operation and exceeding the legal blood alcohol limit. A 19-year-old novice driver was also charged under Ontario's zero-tolerance rules. All drivers received 90-day license suspensions and 7-day vehicle impoundments. A car smashed through the front of a convenience store on Windsor's west side over the weekend. This is how the front of Circle K on Mill Street looked on Sunday after a vehicle crashed through the front of it around 10:30 on Saturday morning. Windsor police say this was a single vehicle collision and no one was physically injured. Investigators believe the crash was caused by over-acceleration and the driver has been charged with careless driving. Windsor police have also charged a suspect after seizing more than $13,000 in illegal drugs from a downtown mushroom dispensary. Officers executed a search warrant on Oled Avenue, uncovering crystal meth, LSD, and large quantities of psilocybin products. A 35-year-old employee is facing trafficking-related charges. Police say this investigation is ongoing. Meantime, Windsor police have charged a 32-year-old man following an investigation into alleged fraudulent vehicle sales that police say cost buyers tens of thousands of dollars. Windsor police say Amir Al-Nasiri, who operated under the business Masotti Auto, is accused of defrauding 15 people out of roughly $40,000 in 2025. Investigators allege vehicles were sold with rolled back odometers, fraudulent safety inspections, or were never delivered. Others, police say, were misrepresented as roadworthy. Ontario's vehicle sales regulator had previously warned consumers the business was not registered and unauthorized to sell vehicles. Police say Al-Nasiri turned himself in last week and now faces multiple fraud-related charges. It worked in Windsor. Now Chatham-Kent is launching a pilot program to help residents facing mental health and addiction challenges. The Mobile Addictions Response Team, or MART, pairs a plainclothed officer with an addiction therapist from the Chatham-Kent Health Alliance. The team will respond to calls involving addiction, provide follow-up support, and connect individuals to local services. The program is funded by a provincial grant for 2 years. A bill aimed at getting Canadians some GST relief to help with the cost of groceries is being fast-tracked through Parliament after MPs unanimously supported it.
We have a crisis in this country for millions of families and millions in line at a food bank, and we want to see real relief.
The Conservatives say while they agreed to support the government's bill, they're calling on the Prime Minister to offer more tax relief to help offset high food prices. The drainage infrastructure in Essex couldn't handle the sheer volume of rain that fell, according to a report going to council tonight. On September 24th, more than 190 millimeters of rain hit Harrow and Colchester in just 24 hours. Environment and Climate Change Canada says nearly 57 millimeters fell in just 1 hour. The result was significant surface and basement flooding. The town applied for a $1 million provincial grant to upgrade the Harrow pump station, but was turned down. Council asked staff to review drainage along County Road 50. The report says the cost of improvements would be unreasonable to impose on residents. Staff recommend any upgrades be requested and paid for by users of the drains.
There was a lot of water. In this flash flood, we had 7.5 inches of water in a matter of hours. That is a downpour. There's really, unfortunately, no municipal infrastructure that can stop that much water from, getting into some basements and doing damage.
Windsor's vacant home tax is going up and could rise even higher in the future. The tax will rise from 3% to 4% in 2026, and council asked staff to report back on a potential increase to 5%. The levy applies to homes unoccupied for more than 183 days each year. There are exemptions for homes undergoing renovations, are listed for sale, or estates in transition. Ward 8 Councillor Gary Kashak says the tax is designed to encourage owners to rent or sell empty homes and help ease the city's housing crisis. For a $150,000 home, the increase would mean paying $6,000 in vacant home tax. The program launched in 2024 already issued fines to hundreds of property owners. Residents can report suspected vacant homes by calling 311. So here's our question of the day. Do you support Windsor's vacant home tax as a way to get property owners to either sell or rent their empty houses? Go to our website to cast your vote, ctvnewswindsor.ca. On Friday, we asked if you ever leave your vehicle unlocked. Out of just shy of 1,200 votes, 95% say no, they don't. The University of Windsor marked the start of Black History Month today with its 4th annual Pan-African flag-raising ceremony. Students, staff, and community members gathering outside Chrysler Hall at the university. The red, black, and green Pan-African flag was raised during the noon hour, a symbol of pride, resilience, and unity for people of African descent. University leaders say the annual ceremony is an important reminder of the contributions Black Canadians have made to the country and of the work still needed to create more inclusive spaces. The event also serves as the official kickoff to a month of programming organized by the Black Scholars Institute and campus partners. Those in attendance say seeing the flag fly is about more than tradition. It's about belonging.
The fact that we're on the footstep, the doorstep, if you will, of Sandwich Town, one of the most significant and historical Black communities in Canada, it just speaks volumes. And if this is an opportunity for students, faculty, staff to explore a little bit more of Sandwich Town, I hope that this event here today sparks that interest.
We want to hear from you. Do you have a comment or question, an idea for a great story? Please text us at 10400. You can send photos and video. Shopping for Canada's next submarine fleet. Still ahead on Windsor's news later, the depths of South Korea's sales pitch. A Canadian astronaut is getting ready for liftoff. Coming up, why this dry run is known as a wet dress rehearsal. And tomorrow, from hospital beds to home care, how a new Windsor program is helping patients heal at home. That's tomorrow at 6 on CTV News.
Start your day with the latest local news. By signing up for our newsletter, you'll get direct local content straight from CTV Windsor to your inbox, including top stories, the forecast, and videos. You can sign up at ctvnewswindsor.ca.
We are learning more about a Canadian gunner killed in the line of duty last week in Latvia. The father of Sebastian Halmagian tells CTV News his son had dedicated his life to military service. The 24-year-old from Hamilton had served in the military for nearly 3 years before he passed away. His father says his son was proud to be a member of the Canadian Armed Forces and that he loved every minute. He says it was Sebastian's childhood dream to serve since a young age. And a tragedy is unfolding for the family of NBC today for show host Savannah Guthrie. Her mom has gone missing, and police say the 84-year-old Arizona's home is being treated as a crime scene. CTV's Joy Melvin has the details.
We want to get right to what is a deeply personal story for us. Nancy Guthrie, Savannah's beloved mother, has been reported missing in Arizona.
The search is on for Nancy Guthrie, the 84-year-old mother of NBC's Today Show host Savannah Guthrie, who was absent from Monday's broadcast. Arizona police telling reporters that Nancy Guthrie did not leave her Tucson home willingly.
We saw some things at the home that were concerning to us. We believe now, after we processed that crime scene, that we do in fact have a crime scene, that we do in fact have a crime.
Police say at 84, Guthrie has physical challenges requiring daily medication and ruling out that she just wandered off.
We don't need another bad, tragic ending. We need some help. Nancy Guthrie is of great sound mind. This is not a dementia related. She is as sharp as a tack.
On social media, questions are being asked, and there's speculation. Was this something darker? And many expressing shock and sympathy and outpouring of support. The NBC host reading a statement from Savannah.
I want to thank everyone for the thoughts, prayers, and messages of support. Right now, our focus remains on the safe return of our dear mom.
Police aren't revealing what they found inside Guthrie's home. They're withholding information to protect the investigation, hoping that public tips will help lead to the safe return of Nancy Guthrie. Joy Melvin, CTV News, Washington.
Greenland's prime minister says despite U.S. President Donald Trump's ruling out military force, Washington is still seeking to control the Arctic island. In a speech to Parliament, the PM says the U.S. is continuing to seek paths to ownership and control over Greenland. He is calling the continued pursuit completely unacceptable. He says the constant uncertainty is affecting people's sleep. Meantime, South Korea and Germany are pulling out all the stops to win the bid to build Canada's next generation of submarines. CTV News has learned plans are in the works to sail one of them across the Pacific to Canada this spring. CTV's Judy Trin with more on her exclusive story.
A deep dive into what could be the biggest defense procurement in Canada's history, the purchase of up to 12 submarines.
Because this has now evolved into a government-to-government situation. It's a big, big procurement. This is going to be a relationship with the winner for years, decades to come.
To persuade, the South Korean Navy plans to sail the KSS-3 submarine across the Pacific and dock in British Columbia, a journey that will take 2 months.
Hands up here.
Okay. CTV News also got to see Hanwha's pitch up close. We couldn't film because of security protocols, but the attack submarine holds about 50 sailors. It launches vertical missiles that target land and has torpedoes. But the deciding factor will rest on economic benefits. To win the contract, Hanwha is pledging to help hard-hit businesses, like investing $345 million in Algoma to buy its steel and help it build a plant to make beams.
It's been tough as tariffs have been in place for a year and half of our business has gone away.
More than 24 CEOs accompanied the minister on this trip. While some companies are hurting, others are looking for ways to expand. Using robotic technology, Hanwha builds 45 ships annually on its assembly line. Speed, Ontario's shipyards want to emulate.
I mean, what they do here is cutting edge. It's absolutely fantastic. If we can bring just a fraction of that to Canada, I think us as a country would be a lot further ahead in our shipbuilding endeavors.
The deadline for Hanwha and TKMS to submit their bids is March 2nd. It's a deal that could be worth $100 billion spread over more than 3 decades. It's investment that Canada needs to protect itself from Donald Trump's trade war. Judy Trin, CTV News, Koje, South Korea.
A nuclear refurbishment at the Darlington power plant has been completed, and the unit will soon return to service.
Ontario needs about 65% more power, so we're going to be investing in large-scale nuclear. That is our priority. A plan to expand Bruce up to 4,600 megawatts power for 4.6 million homes. And in just east here in Port Hope, OPG has a plan to build the world's largest nuclear generator up to 10,000 megawatts power for 10 million homes.
Ontario Energy Minister Stephen Lecce says the refurbishment was finished 4 months ahead of schedule and $150 million under budget. The project extends the station's operating life to at least 2055. The province is also refurbishing units at the Pickering nuclear plant to extend its lifespan. The second human trip to the moon could launch as early as Sunday if the wet dress rehearsal goes smoothly. The Artemis crew is taking part in a full walkthrough and countdown simulation. CTV's John Vanivali Rao has more on the final preparations.
After rolling out to the launch pad 2 weeks ago, this massive NASA rocket's now undergoing a final critical test, what's called a wet dress rehearsal, being fully loaded with fuel. And if all goes well, Canadian Jeremy Hansen could blast off in less than a week, with the moon mission seeming like it could finally happen.
Now there's an actual rocket on the launch pad pointing in the right place, and there's the moon somewhere not, kind of lined up, and now we're actually putting fuel on it.
There were no astronauts on board today. All 4 remain in quarantine, awaiting the green light for a launch attempt. A mission that'll see them go on a 10-day lunar flyby on a rocket and capsule that have never carried people before, with Hansen set to become the first non-American ever to go around the moon.
To see our beloved Jeremy Hansen going up there, Canadian, this is just a really exciting moment for the world, but it's especially exciting for Canada.
Depending on how today's tests go, the Artemis rocket could potentially launch on the 8th, 10th, or 11th, failing that in early March or April, with the astronauts prepared to fly on Sunday.
The crew are assuming that's their launch date, so they will be ready.
All that as concerns are again being expressed about the Orion capsule's heat shield, which during an uncrewed test in 2022 was damaged unexpectedly during re-entry into the Earth's atmosphere.
Enormous chunks of the heat shield came off. Fortunately, not enough to cause catastrophic failure, but certainly enough to send alarm bells ringing all over NASA.
NASA has said if astronauts had been on board, they would have survived, and it has modified the angle at which the capsule re-enters the atmosphere. Still, some think it's too risky. Meanwhile, NASA should reveal in the next day or two if the fuel up went properly. A problem could force them to move the rocket back into a hangar. John Vanivali Rao, CTV News, Toronto.
Canada's main stock index began regaining some of the ground it lost at the end of this week. In Toronto, the TSX gained 260 points. In New York, the Dow added 515, the Nasdaq up 130. The Canadian dollar lost almost 2/3 of a cent. On commodity markets, gold fell more than $92 an ounce and oil lost $3 an ounce. Windsor Essex hospitals see record alcohol-related visits when we return. Why officials suggest a drier January.
Let's look at our CTV News weather snapshot. Thanks to Leanne Doyle for this winter scenic. Just ahead, will more snow be in the forecast tonight? Those pesky flurries could colder temperatures be in store, even though it's getting sunnier by the midweek. We'll find out next on CTV News Windsor.
Discussion here at Windsor City Hall.
Windsor's top stories.
A major project is about to get underway.
Breaking news alerts.
Severe weather is a possibility.
And watch live.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us.
Download the CTV News app.
That snow coming down hard and fast. Gary joins me again. And Gary, I was watching Wyerton Willie live this morning and am very pleased with his prediction.
I think you and many folks out there are indeed. Wyerton Willie with his forecast for the spring. We'll wait and see if it all unfolds as Wyerton Willie sees it. Take a look at the current conditions. It has been a snowy day. Flurries have been intense through the latter stage of the morning through the midday. Flurries and breezy conditions now. It's about -5, feeling closer to about -12. Air quality is not the best today. In fact, we're in the medium range of the scale from 1 to 10. The lower the number, the better. We're at a 4 instead of 2 or 3 last week. Winds in our neck of the woods have been in the 10 to 20 range, with gusts now projected to be in the 20 range, which means sustained winds will be in the 5 to 10 range. Yes, the winds will be weakening over the next 3 to 4 hours. It's right now -5 or 23 Fahrenheit at the airport, with flurries in Windsor -7 or 19 in Chatham-Kent with a similar situation. Flurries, cloudy, breezy. It feels like -11 in Windsor. The wind chill factor is colder in Chatham-Kent at -14. Here's a blanket of snow that's been working right across the heart of Lake Erie. There's more snow to be had across Michigan, headed into southern Ontario as I speak, which means the flurries continue tonight. Now, for us, most of the flurries will be right around or over Lake St. Clair and pushing east from there, and then we'll get colder, and then we'll see a nice clearing. We'll see some sunshine through the midweek. But we have to contend with an additional 1 to 2 centimeters. And by the way, that's what we've received so far, between 1 and 2 centimeters of snowfall, which again was a morning, early afternoon story for the most part. But it continues tonight. -6 at 8 o'clock. Flurries, about an 80% chance of that. We'll get down to -8, feeling like -12 at midnight, and about an 80% chance of flurries. Take a look at our Enercare Siles 7-day forecast. Flurries tomorrow, -5 the high. Sunny on Wednesday, -6. Flurries Thursday, Friday, -4 apiece, and then Saturday, Sunday, Monday, -6, -5, +1. Temperatures fluctuating, but moderating overall.
Alcohol use is common, but local data shows it's having a serious impact. In 2024, alcohol has been linked to more than 2,000 emergency department visits in Windsor, Essex, more than all other substances combined. The Windsor-Essex County Health Unit says alcohol also increases the risk of cancers and heart disease. Now, with February underway, residents are encouraged to try a drier February, cutting back on taking a break to improve their health. The Canadian Mental Health Association is back with its 3rd annual Push-Up Challenge, the largest mental health and fitness event in Canada. From February 5th to the 27th, participants aim to complete 2,000 push-ups in 23 days to honor the lives lost to suicide worldwide and to raise funds for mental health programs. Windsor-Essex participants can register individually or as teams, track progress through a mobile app, and even swap push-ups for squats or sit-ups if needed. Last year, local participants raised nearly $46,000, and organizers hope even more people will join this year and push for better mental health. The Windsor Cancer Center Foundation is celebrating a strong show of community support. The 2025 Grow on Windsor campaign raised more than $375,000 to support local cancer patients and their families. The annual November fundraiser encourages residents to grow beards and fundraise through friendly competition and creative events. Executive Director Waida Kasim says the top fundraiser this year was the Masotti Group, raising over $55,000 while marking its 55th anniversary. All funds will help enhance care and services at the Windsor Regional Cancer Center. When we return, local Paralympians getting ready to represent Canada in Italy, hitting the ice and sharpening their skills in Belle River. The Winter Olympics gets underway this week in Italy, with the Paralympic Games set to follow next month. And as Team Canada gets set to take the ice, 4 para-hockey players from southwestern Ontario hit the ice today for what they say is their final practice together on home ice, including 2 from Essex County.
I'm just a proud Essex boy, and I'm happy to be living here again and training with the local Southern Ontario guys. And I'm just really excited for the games, and I hope everyone tunes in.
Zach Lavin and Kingsville goalie Corbin Watson are members of Canada's men's para-hockey team. They shared the ice today with Forrest Tyler McGregor and Wallace-Town's James Dunn. 4 players from the same corner of the province, all chasing the same goal. From here, the foursome will join the rest of the national team, ramping up final prep before heading overseas February 20th. And while the jersey says Canada, the motivation, they say, comes from much closer to home.
Like, I still play games in men's leagues in Kingsville, and I enjoy it so much. And then going to the Paralympics and playing games there, I'm going to enjoy it the same amount, and it's just going to be so much fun. I think about home lots, especially, like, I know my family's going to be coming over there. There's some family who won't be able to make it, so always thinking about them cheering me on. I know a big one is my father cheering me on. He unfortunately passed away last year, so it's a little different, so I'll be thinking about him, thinking about home, but I know that's going to drive me to push myself during the Paralympics.
And American fighters narrowly topped their Canadian counterparts at a kickboxing battle of nations over the weekend. The U.S. taking a close best-of-7 series in Windsor, but the night ended on a high note for local fans.
As Joseph Guda's corner believes he could end this fight. Nice right hand on the break.
Oh my goodness, it's over, but nevertheless, I think the red corner's got it in the bag.
And Joseph Guda likely going to send these Canadian fans home happy with a massive win here in our main event.
The 5th King Striking Series event took over the WFCU Centre Saturday night with 7 of the 8 main card bouts matching Canadian fighters against American opponents. U.S. athletes claimed 4 of those matchups, including a pair of knockout wins earlier in the night. Despite the narrow overall loss for Canada, Windsor's Joseph Guda delivered in the main event, earning a decisive victory over Ohio-based Dawson Yoder and sending the crowd of mostly Canadians home happy.
We always want to do Canada versus U.S. We want to give those big platforms, those big fights. I think a big problem right now in the combat sports, especially with kickboxing in Ontario, is a lot of the teams only want to stay in the GTA and they don't want to explore outside. So what happens is a lot of our talent just keeps fighting each other. And we want to branch out.
After more than a decade without it, Windsor West Little League is taking a swing at bringing back its girls softball program. The league held a free clinic this weekend, and officials say it's an early step towards rebuilding a program that once sent teams to the highest level of youth competition.
Windsor West had a great softball program. We had teams going to the Little League World Series from Windsor West. But Windsor West, in the end, was the only team that had the girls. The other leagues dwindled off and didn't have the girls, so they canceled it citywide. But now, because nobody else is offering it in the city, normally we are bound by districts. Like Windsor South has their district, Windsor East. Right now, because nobody else is offering softball in Little League, we can pull from the whole city. which makes it a better turnout, a lot more girls being able to play.
All right, next.
There's a new professional softball league in the States that's given some popularity to the sport where they're seeing it and they want to aspire to participate at that level. And I think with the university, St. Clair College, and some of the more elite travel teams in the area, you know, you go to the park, especially Micmac, and on a weekend, you're often seeing all these girls on a diamond. These girls love it.
You got to keep the people promoting it. This is why this is great for our city, because it's being promoted. There's more places for girls to play now, and there's going to become more and more places. Because in the travel leagues, some girls don't make the travel teams, but in the house leagues, they get to play house league. So they get to play. So it's giving everybody a chance to play.
A winter that's been tough for many in Windsor, Essex has been a welcome change for snowmobile riders. That enthusiasm was on display this past weekend at the Vintage Snowmobile Show and Swap at the Stony Point Sportsman's Club. The annual event returned on Saturday, bringing together snowmobile enthusiasts and Windsor, Essex and beyond to show off vintage sleds, swap parts, and celebrate the region's long and often overlooked snowmobiling history. Organizers say the show has grown steadily since it began 4 years ago, starting with just a handful of machines and expanding to include dozens of vintage and modern snowmobiles, along with parts vendors and memorabilia displays. For many snowmobilers, the frigid winter conditions we've seen over the past few weeks have made this riding season one to remember.
The lake is a bit of a highway, so as you might expect, a lot of houses are kind of up along the shoreline, but once you get on that ice, it's a real nice highway, and you can go all the way up to about Windsor there by Pesh Island, and then you can get all the way around to the other side of the lake as well, so it's a lot of fun.
It's very beneficial. I don't think we've had this cold of a winter in the last maybe 15 years. It's a shallow lake, and it freezes a lot faster than the other lakes. Save some money. Do your snowmobiling here.
This is the 4th year for the Stony Point Sportsman Vintage Show. We've never been able to ride here since they started. We had to trailer our sleds here. So this is the first year we've been able to ride, which is awesome. Nice to be able to get the snow here locally. Don't have to travel as far. We're riding up in down in the rivers. It's been fun.
All snowmobile trails in the OFSC, almost 95% are all open in excellent condition. The whole province. Never seen it this many trails open all at one time. It's crazy. I didn't see this coming.
My wife and I live out on the Ruscombe River, and you hear them going by all day and well into the evening. So when the lake is frozen, when the rivers are frozen, the local enthusiasts have a great spot to ride.
Music's biggest night was held in Los Angeles last evening with the 68th annual Grammy Awards. As CTV's Andrea Case tells us, while the focus was on the artists and the awards, there was also plenty of attention paid to events happening across America.
What I do if I didn't love you, baby?
Four-time Grammy nominee Justin Bieber seemingly serenaded his wife Hailey Bieber in what host Trevor Noah called a captivating performance. This was Noah's 6th and final turn as host.
I believe in term limits. Yeah, I wanted to set an example for anyone who might be watching the show. You know, just leave when your time is up.
And there were more messages to anyone listening in the White House.
Bad Bunny!
The Puerto Rican superstar is set to perform at next week's Super Bowl and as such was not allowed to perform on the Grammy stage.
I'm gonna say, eyes out.
He used the platform to send a strong message.
We're not savage, we're not animals, we're not aliens, we are humans and we are Americans. The hate get more powerful with more hate. The only thing that is more powerful than hate is love.
He wasn't alone. Best New Artist winner, Olivia Dean.
I'm up here as a granddaughter of an immigrant. I wouldn't be here. I'm a product of bravery, and I think those people deserve to be celebrated. So yeah, We're nothing without each other. Thank you so much. I love you. Thank you so much. Bye.
A number of those in attendance wore Ice Out pins, including Song of the Year winners Phineas and Billie Eilish.
No one is illegal on stolen land. I feel like we just need to keep fighting and speaking up and protesting, and our voices really do matter and the people matter.
Andrea Case, CTV News.
2026 is a fantastic year for movies, and we want to make sure you can see them all. Head to ctvwindsor.ca and enter the code word for your chance to win movies for a year from Imagine Cinemas. Sit way back and enjoy the show.
This is your CTV Windsor Our Community Calendar. This Black History Month, you're invited to be a part of something powerful at the second annual Beauty Is Me Luncheon, February the 5th at St. Clair College Center for the Arts. See you next time on Our Community.
It's time to check in on what's happening now with Melanie Kettner. And Melanie, attendance at Windsor's Adventure Bay really took a small splash in 2025.
That's right, Stephanie. So officials say that they were down about 8% compared to last year, with just over 86,000 guests through the doors. Membership numbers also dipped. Some of the blame is being placed on the popular Flow Rider surf attraction, which has been out of service since last fall due to mechanical issues. The city says repairs are underway and a summer 2026 reopening is being planned. Despite the drop, officials say nearly 30% of visitors came from just outside of Windsor. We've got those details online at ctvnewswindsor.ca.
And we also have a story online, Melanie, about a first ever polar plunge.
Yeah, so this is the first time that the polar plunge will be held in Leamington. The OPP and Special Olympics are teaming up for it. The event takes place Friday, February 20th at the Nature Fresh Farms Recreation Center. Funds raised will support programs for more than 23,000 Special Olympics athletes across Ontario. Registration opens at 4:30 with the plunge set for 6. You can find the link to sign up on our website. And in our social spotlight tonight, imagine skydiving through the world's tallest hotel. A professional skydiver made it through the narrow opening of this hotel in Dubai. The stuntman was going over 200 kilometers per hour. They did dozens of specific practice jumps to prepare for this stunt, Stephanie. Just amazing.
I would think a little more than a dozen. You definitely have to have mental strength, physical strength, and a lot of gut to do that.
Yeah, dozens. I think over 40 jumps at least.
Okay, cool. GoPro video on point.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, if anyone at home has some video they want to share with us, how can they do it?
Yeah, they can email us at newsnow@bellmedia.ca or text it to 10400.
Okay, thank you, Melanie. From Windsor to the West Coast, pizza's so good it's worth a 4,000 kilometer flight just for a bite. It is coming down and soon to lighten up a bit.
You know what? In spots, it has lightened up a bit, Steph, and I think we'll see a couple of rounds between now and midnight. It will be scattered, and I think if you live closer to Lake St. Clair, you'll see more of that snow. There is some good and bad news with this next 7-day forecast. Tomorrow, -5. We'll see some flurries in the morning. Then some sunshine, -6. It will still be cold on Wednesday, but sunny at least. Thursday, -4. Chilly in the mornings. The early mornings in the minus teens, feeling like the low -20s. Up to +2, but some snow, wet snow coming for Friday, and then just cold Saturday, Sunday, -8, -5, and then a week from now, -3, which would be more seasonal. Temperatures are fluctuating, but to see +2, some people might really start losing their minds, thinking that, it's all over, but we still have 7 weeks more.
Yeah. And, you know, during these cold winter conditions, I always think about being next to a fireplace and maybe eating some nice warm Windsor pizza, right?
Yeah.
So Windsor, of course, known for our pizza. And we hear stories occasionally about people shipping their favorites out west. Well, A Taste of Home recently traveled more than 4,000 kilometers all the way to British Columbia. Antonino's original pizza shipped 3 queen-sized pizzas to a Windsor native who now calls Colwood, BC home. Now, this isn't John Palmer's first pizza pilgrimage. He first had a Windsor pizza shipped back west in 2022. Antonino's president, Joe Caravino, says Palmer was actually in Windsor at the time when it shipped, and he provided his own cooler. Caravino says to prepare for the long journey, the pizzas are cut in half lengthwise, packed in plastic, par-baked, frozen, and then packed in a cooler with freezer bags. This is an intense process, Gary. While shipping Windsor-style pizza across the country isn't cheap, Caravino says they're happy to do it for those who really do want it, because when it comes to Windsor pizza, apparently no distance is too far. So, Gary, the only important question here is, what toppings do you like on your pizza?
Hey, mushroom, green pepper, extra cheese, and of course pepperoni. A little chicken and some ground beef would be nice too. I like a little Hawaiian slice, so I mix up my pizzas. So half is a little Hawaiian. I actually like anchovies. I throw everything on it, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, are you going to ask me what I like?
Oh, yes, of course.
Okay.
What would you like?
Hawaiian pizza with feta cheese.
Oh, that's
yes,
fantastic.
yes. We're probably going to get emails of people upset that we like Hawaiian, but to each their own, right?
Right.
On behalf of our dedicated team here at CTV News Windsor, thank you for watching.
For updates throughout the evening, go to ctvnewswindsor.ca.
And Gary and I will be back with your only late local newscast tonight at 11.
Go get some.